All right. So, Steph, I came out this morning to, I think it was your first event that you've had since when?
That was our first modified farm camp since I think like over a year ago.
I
Over a
know.
year.
I know. It was great.
How can that be right? But it is. The reason why it took me so long to get there is because during COVID 2020, we were doing like 1 day workshops, but that's not what this was. This was like modified half day farm camp program. And it was great. I was so happy. It was really encouraging.
It was what I saw, okay, as I pulled in was a parking lot full of kids and parents. I saw dads and moms well represented with their masks, leaving their. How old were the kids?
Anywhere between 2.5, 3 to like 5.
Yeah, so they were all dolled up with their masks on and ready to go. You got them in line and you marched them down. And I thought, it's cold. Uh, it was a sunny day. It was cold. Your energy was amazing. And then, this whole process of getting half of them in the greenhouse and half of them
Yeah,
outside working and having to shift all that. But your energy and the way that you were explaining things, it's intoxicating, really. It's this place where you do such a wonderful job with the kids and the energy is there, but you also organize things in the minute. It's like organized chaos in a certain sense.
mhm.
It's
That's why yeah, I appreciate that, like, when you get there and you see me doing my thing, you're just like, you step aside. I put a schedule. There's a written schedule of how the day should theoretically go. But, when you see the 22 kids descend on the farm and there's snow and with like a nice ice covering on top, and there's like not a lot of ground exposed to even do farming. So then everybody wants all the square footage inside the greenhouse. So everybody's like, fighting for space to grow. But the way that you're able to be in the moment and feel the energy, because it's just enthusiasm. It's enthusiasm that they have to genuinely want to get their hands dirty and participate. And that's awesome. So, like, take that positive energy, that enthusiasm that they have, and you just have to redirect and be like, okay, it's not your turn, but you're going to go outside now, and you're going to come inside. But that's just farming with kids, right? Like that's what we do at Farm to Table Kids. Is their kids are our audience. It's who we farm with and for, and everything we do is with little hands. So they're my people.
so you so I walked in, you had the table set up outside for making the bird ornaments, and being the old
Can
guy
we
who
talk
didn't
about
want to.
before?
Can we talk about what?
They were so cute.
Oh, they were so cute. They were amazingly cute. I got so many cute shots. It was unbelievable. But the piece that I did, because the mature adult that I am, I'm like, well, it's kind of cold out here. I'll go inside and shoot some stuff.
Yeah.
So, but and it also you were doing the weeding and the raised bed, and I got a bunch of shots of that. So tell me about that. Tell me about what you were
Yes.
doing,
Okay.
what you were trying to teach them.
Yeah. So today was our first day in a 4-month partnership that we have with Freeport Montessori School. And Freeport Montessori School is an awesome school in Freeport, Maine. It's Montessori based, so they're really hands on, do it yourself, like make mistakes as you go and learn from it, which is how I farm. So it's perfect for us.
That's awesome.
And so they are going to be coming to the farm once a month during the months of January, February, March, April, and May. and I go into their classrooms and do classroom farm education, and then they come to the farm for an on-farm education. And so this is great because it is able to give me and farm table kids access to kids during the off season when we're usually just elbows deep in our seeds and prepping beds. So it's awesome to be able to actually be forced to get the farm up and running and friendly and family friendly for everybody to come. So that part's been great. It's also just at the core of the Farmer Table Kids mission is to help children find what lights their heart in nature. So a lot of what we did today wasn't actual farming that it's in the sense that it's going to produce some kind of flower or vegetable down the road, right? Like today, it was their first time coming to the farm. So whenever it's the first time for kids coming to the farm and they're going to be repeat visitors, I just want them to feel comfortable and get a sense of their like general farm rules for safety, but really just like here's the forest, here's the farm, here's the greenhouse, and here's Sunflower Forest. So today, inside the greenhouse, when we were cleaning out the beds, that was really helpful. I did need to clear out all of our winter beds. So we pulled
That
out
was
like
child labor. I just want to let you know that I think that
yes,
we're breaking some laws. Okay.
no, my whole business structure is based on it. It's perfect when it works out. The kids did a great job. They pulled up all that tired arugula. They pulled out all the tired Salanova heads, and we put in new bags of Coast of Maine. So every raised bed that we cleared got top dressed with new raised bed mix, which was awesome. And the kids really saw the difference in the soil. And it was so great to talk with them about soil health, and they were able to identify spider eggs and all kinds of living creatures in there. But then when we added the fresh bags, and it was that big color contrast, they noticed that. So today was just a good opportunity to get kids familiar, see, touch, feel, smell, get our hands dirty in real soil that's not frozen, which was really refreshing. And I think it was fun.
It was not only fun. So when I grew up, um, I played outside. I played in the dirt, so to speak, and out in the forest. I did not know anything. Played with bugs. I didn't know. Nobody was teaching me about bugs. But it's just like you're digging your hands in the earth. It's a beautiful thing. You're picking out the spider eggs and you're picking out everything and you're telling the kids, this is what this is. And you have this excitement, and all the kids are just as excited as you are, right? Well, I don't know if anybody's as excited as you are, but they were so enthusiastic and they wanted to be there. They wanted to be in the dirt. They wanted to do those things. And I that's what I found fascinating. And I also found it so empowering to the child in the what they learned today. I really did. I thought it was awesome.
Yes. Like, remember the straw flowers?
Yeah.
So today, when people watch that video, they might see that we were planting straw flower seeds. And, you know, those straw flowers are not going to grow. We might get a couple to sprout, but the science of it, that's an unheated greenhouse, and they took some seeds and direct sowed them into the ground. When reality, we know we have to put them in trays and get them transplant into the beds. But the purpose of this lesson for them to see the straw flower seeds that we harvested with kids in the fall, and they look like beautiful little dandelion heads, and for them to think that they're dandelions, but then like say they're like wishes and blow a wish into the soil. And again, it's all about touching back to like what inspires you about nature, what makes you happy about nature, what's blowing your mind right now, like make a wish and send it to nature. But just to get kids to think about nature, because I'm realizing now that I think kids really do. I hope that they can see nature as a sense of release, a place where they can go and find an exhale, or a place where they can go and be inspired and be filled up with energy. But I hope that they can see outside, especially with the world that we're in, as a place of like just a great resource to go outside and feel welcomed and curious. And there's always something to do.
They were all curious, and
Yeah.
especially 3 to 5 year olds. I love kids. I just innately I like hanging out with kids. For me, when I was shooting, I was trying to make sure I was distancing, but also not stepping on anybody. um, and but and then catching those moments where a kid's just playing, or when they were the garlic seeds or the garlic cloves that they were planting, uh, it was just hilarious, and they were just digging, and then they were
Yeah.
just covering up, and then just going to the next place and digging, and then you had another crew come in that was digging up the other
Yeah.
garlic and thinking that they were planting. It was just, but they were learning, right?
And
And they were being, yeah. Go ahead.
that's how we learn at Farm to Table Kids. I would never like, yes, the previous group planted the raised bed, and the second
Yeah,
group came
yeah,
in, and just as soon as it was done planted, they basically rerooted it.
yep,
But that's okay. And that's why I strategically use certain beds in certain places in the field, because they're going to get torched. Like,
yeah,
that if you say, okay, we're going to bring 22 kids to this place or this raised bed or this place in the field, you know, just don't bring 22 kids to like premature carrot crop land, because you won't have any
yeah,
more kids. So you just have
yep,
to be really mindful about what you do and the activities you do with them. But that's how I farm and how Farm to Table Kids is structured. We're built to withstand the high impact of little kids. For example, all the little feet in the raised beds today, it's not ideal, but also we're a learning farm, so that's okay. Everything that I account for a lot of crops that we don't get to sell because we're learning, and that's okay. And that's why we have companies like Johnny's and High Mowing and Coast of Maine that donate to our program, because we have a lot of little curious minds that learn through touching and
of course,
and
yeah,
feeling.
yeah. No, and obviously you promote that, you enable that, and you're good at redirecting, right?
Yeah.
And you're seeing a million things at once, right? I can't keep up with you, but I can, so we go, you're inside, you're doing the raised beds, and then what was the woman's name that was doing the ornaments for,
Marnie.
and she was with Montessori?
Yes.
Yeah. So they had already done a run of doing the ornaments, and then we went out to do which it was great because there was like peanut butter all over the place, right? And then you had the seeds and you had the ice cream cones, and it was the same thing outside. There were kids getting to do stuff. And they managed the process well. So you had this teamwork between you and the Montessori teachers, and the kids were really well behaved. I thought
Yeah.
that, and you'd made those ornaments, which pretty much we've done that piece on ornaments. The ones we made on that piece were a little more organized, but but I love the kids just getting in there, slapping the peanut butter on, getting the seeds on, putting it together. So talk about that a little bit.
And so that is the reason why we did bird seed ornaments. And I'm telling you, there's a reason behind all the things that we do and the way that we do it. And it all goes back to because it works for kids. And so we've been talking a lot about people that work, or Mother Nature and how she works during the cold, gray months of winter up here in Maine. We've had snow cover for a long time, and it's been pretty cold and dark. So we've been talking about things to be grateful for, and also farm friends that are still working even though it's cold, like the birds. So we wanted to say thank you to the birds. So we went to the classroom and made those ornaments that we did a video on the other day. And then we wanted to hang some more birdseed ornaments at the farm, because what we did, I told the kids how we're famous for our sunflowers at Farm to Table Kids. And we mixed a bunch of the Farm to Table Kids sunflower seeds into the bird mix. So I explained to the kids that birds are also pollinators, and they take the seeds and they break them open with their beak and they drop them in the ground, then sunflowers grow. And I told them that everybody thinks I plant the sunflowers, but it's really the birds that do most of the work. So they were super excited about that. And because of that, they really wanted to help the birds, because the birds help me. And then we get more sunflowers. So then they were all jazzed to make some more bird feeders. So we took the pine cones, covered them with sun butter, because again, sunflower seeds, sun butter, It's all full circle. Also, kids have allergies to peanut butter, so
Oh, that's okay.
that's
That's
really
right. I
why.
didn't even think about that. That didn't even cross this old guy's mind. I didn't.
You gotta think of
Yeah.
that stuff,
Yeah.
Cameron.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we take pine cones, we just slathered it with sun butter using wooden sticks, and then, we rolled it in a big mix of birdseed, which also had, like, corn and sunflower seeds. So, it was awesome, and then the kids, hung burlap strings on them, and we went for a forest walk down to our special bridge that we have, and the kids hung them all in the forest, and it was really, really, really cute.
It was awesome. I think that, you had the difficulties of the ice on top of the snow, which is what we
Yeah.
dealt with kids. You had kids, sliding down things and getting physical and, sometimes falling on their bum but getting up. Nobody was, it was just being physical. It was being outside. It was being in nature. And Tractor was what your dog Tractor, and not everybody will know who Tractor is, but you let Tractor out. Tractor did eat a little bit of the sun butter
He
on
did.
those ornaments. If we're gonna have full disclosure here,
He
um,
did.
I, you know, I had one child. I don't remember his name. He was just standing there going, I want to put it up there. And the teacher was like, well, you want to put it in? And I knew what he was pointing to. And I don't know, he wants it way up there because he doesn't want Tractor getting this thing. He made it. All
Little
right.
troublemaker.
This kid's gonna be running a business someday, because he kept that away
Awesome.
from Tractor.
That's good. He's a rascal, but he did a good job.
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, that whole piece too of having all that space, having a friendly pet. We came across an older couple walking with their dog, and everybody was
So
separating.
that was Miss Terry. She lives across the street. She
Ah,
will show, if you're like 7 or older, she can show you how to 3D paint on a garden rock like you would never believe.
oh
She
my,
comes by,
wow.
she does painting and ice cream making with the kids. I love her. She's the
See,
best neighbor ever.
that's real kind of, well, not recycling, but sustainability, if you think
It
about it.
is.
Yeah,
We were talking with the teachers at the end, and we were just like, wow, the kids had a lot of energy,
yeah.
which was awesome. We were so excited that they were able to stay outside the way that they did. I
They were
mean,
very good.
honestly, it was like
Yep,
20 to 25 degrees and they were bundled up,
yep.
ready to go. People didn't complain about the weather. They could easily go into the greenhouse to warm up if they needed to, but people really didn't complain about it at
They
all.
didn't.
I was so proud of how hardy they were. They were
Yeah,
genuinely pleased to just stay outside, even after the river walk. When they had a choice to go in the greenhouse or stay outside, they just stayed outside to color. So I loved that. But the teachers were saying that we were noticing they have lots of energy. And I think it's because we just don't go anywhere anymore.
yeah,
Like this
it's
is the first field trip they've had in over a year, I think.
yep,
And not only are they not going places in school, like to the library, they would normally walk to their community library and go there.
yep.
And they usually go and volunteer at the seniors' homes, but they haven't been able to do any of that. And I know at home in my family, as a mom, I'm not bringing my kids to like urban air or places we usually go. So when you're out, that's why I just feel like what we're doing right now and our partnership with Coast of Maine and you kind of helping us show everybody what we're doing with opening children's eyes to Mother
Yeah,
Nature. I think
yeah.
it's so important because it is a safe place to go that's accessible to pretty much everyone. It's free to play. So, like, it's just such a great resource that I hope people will open their eyes to more.
Yeah, we need it. And the kids need it. And it is that piece of who knows what's going to happen here. I think everybody's going to be fine. I really do ultimately, but it has been difficult. And I do think that interaction and that truly playing in the earth, learning about the earth, appreciating the earth, it just connects you to it. It keeps you grounded, and it makes you healthier, right? I think it makes you a better learner. So, and you're
Yes.
contributing to all that, so you should be very pleased with that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's why
Great.
we're happy to do this, because I think you do amazing stuff.
Thanks, Cameron.